Did you know your custom GPT can work on ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and even Grok with zero extra work? In this video, we will take one GPT, use it on every platform, and quickly compare the results side by side to find out which AI is best. It's so exciting because custom GPTs are the easiest way to get AI working exactly how you want. Why? Because you can shape their behavior and give them specific knowledge that makes them way better than regular AI. And you need no coding, no tech skills, and it costs nothing. That's crazy. And I can tell you because I've spent over 4,000 hours building hundreds of GPTs, and I got so much value from custom GPTs that I created a school community focusing on creating the best GPTs for content marketing, sales, and business. So stick around, you'll see how easy it is to multiply your AI assistants, custom GPTs, in just minutes. Okay, so we're gonna take one custom GPT and deploy it on the 4 platforms: OpenAI, Gemini, Grok, and Claude. A custom GPT is composed of the system prompt, which sets the behavior of the custom GPT to ensure the quality of the result. You will give it steps, we can give it process to follow, some indication about how to behave, what kind of personality, what kind of format of the outputs, etc. System prompt. And then we have the other component, which is the knowledge base, which gives specific knowledge to the custom GPT to ensure it's using the right concepts or doing the right frameworks to do its mission. Okay. And so if you have system prompt and knowledge base, basically you have your custom GPTs that you can deploy on the 4 platform. How? Let me show you that. This is OpenAI. Okay, this is interface to create custom GPTs. And so you can see here there are instructions. So this is where you put the system prompt and also knowledge files in the OpenAI. Now let's go on Grok, for instance. On Grok, you have projects here. Okay, if I show you projects, guess what? What do you have? Like, let's take Hydra here, so the same GPT that I showed you in OpenAI, and you have what? Instructions here and knowledge files, okay? Very easy, which means if you want to deploy your OpenAI-based GPT on Grok, you just copy-paste the system prompt here and upload the knowledge files here, right? Then in Claude, guess what? In Claude, that's the same. This is Hydra, once again, the same custom GPTs, and it's inside a project. And if you check the interface, guess what? You have here system prompts and here knowledge files. Okay, so just copy pasting, uploading, and you're good to go. No code, nothing, easy. And in Gemini, what do we have? We have genes here. Okay, this is the same. If I go there, if I go edit, you can see there is what? Instructions and knowledge files, very same. So that's as easy as that. If you've built your custom GPT right on whatever platform, you have a system prompt, you have a knowledge base, and you can just deploy that on the 4 platform with no technical skills. Very easy. Okay, now that I've shown you how to create custom GPTs on each platform, big question you may ask is there any difference in terms of performance? Because these vendors, they claim to have different architecture, different training methodology, better models, and so on. Okay, but does that change anything if you have a good custom GPT? Let's find out. This custom GPT Hydra will be used on ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Grok to test the 4 platforms, right? And what is cool with Hydra is that it's a GPT I created with multiple personalities and functions. If you check here in the knowledge base here, you can see we have several knowledge files that correspond to different characters, right? And so we will be able with this only GPT to test multiple aspects of ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, and Gemini to see how they perform, right? So the experiment will be to make Hydra, the custom GPT, work using several personalities on the following thesis. The following thesis is, right now, learning how to build custom GPTs is the best AI skills for people who are not tech expert but care about fast results, fast business results, easy use, and being ready for future changes for 5 main reasons. First, it's a useful skill because you will learn, when you learn to craft custom GPTs, you know how to make good prompts and good system prompts and clear information, clear knowledge base for GPT. And basically, this skills is very useful for any AI work you will do, not necessarily just custom GPTs, because there is always involved system prompt or some sort of prompting and structuring information and knowledge so that AI system can retrieve it and use it. Right? Second point, better results and control. Custom GPT give clear and reliable results better than general AI. If you compare ChatGPT or like raw model on any platform compared to a custom GPTs optimized for a task, the custom GPT will win. And it will be way easier to get good results with them. In addition to that, you have more control as well. Third, it's quite easy to use and get. And why is it? Easy to use because they are working, these custom GPTs are working on big vendors platform, and these vendors like OpenAI, Claude, etc., they're investing billions to make working with their AI system more easy. For you can work, and this is what I'm showing you on this video, you can work with these custom GPTs on many different platforms. You're not locked in on one vendor. If you don't like OpenAI, no problem. You can do the same on Claude. If you don't like Claude, you can do on Gemini. If you don't like Gemini, you can do on Grok. And there are also other ways to use custom GPTs outside of these big vendors, but that's off topic. It's not what I want to cover. So in any case, you are kind of reducing the risk of dependence to one vendor. And finally, they are always improving. And it's quite easy to keep up. Why? Because when there is a new model, hey, you have access to it within the Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini platform or Grok platform. You don't have to do any maintenance. You have access to the new feature, the new models that these big vendors are developing to make working with AI more effective. So you have basically the benefits without having to pay too much for it and without having to maintain or do development stuff. But that's so crazy. So these are the 5 reasons that are supporting this idea here that learning how to build custom GPT is the best AI skills for people who are not tech experts and want results with AI. We will use the Hydra multiple personality to work on this idea. Okay, Hydra will be contrarian to criticize the thesis. Then it will be a restless coach to slash objections against the thesis, so new angle. And then it will also ideate crazy startup idea based on custom GPTs. And finally, some philosophical consideration about custom GPTs and the thesis. These are the 4 different angles that Hydra will use to work on this thesis. Then we will use AI and me to evaluate the results. And doing so, we'll be able to assess multiple dimensions on each big vendor platform. On ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, and Claude. We'll be able to assess accuracy and precision, creativity and innovation, impact and memorability. So here it is on OpenAI. Basically, I gave the ID, and then we started with contrarian thinker. Okay, so I had like Hydra criticized the thesis, and then I give some feedback. And so we discussed. Basically, it was quite short with OpenAI. Okay, and so I did the same here on Grok, very same prompt to start with, and then contrarian thinker step. Okay, same on Claude. I won't go into the details; would be too long, but basically, I discussed with Hydra that criticized the thesis, and then I give some additional answers, and then we discussed like an argument, okay? And I did it on the 4 platforms, okay? So this is what I did on Claude, and here, same on Gemini. First prompt, and then it criticized the thesis. I gave some answers, and so on. Okay, so it's boring to go into the details, but just to show you the principle. And then after this step, it's restless mindset coach that will slash the objections, and I did the same here on each platforms. Okay. Step 2 here, restless mindset coach on Grok. Step 2 on Claude here, same, and here on Gemini, same. Step 2 with restless mindset coach, and then after the startup randomizer on each platform. Here on Gemini. And finally, 14 cookie teller here. Where is that? Yeah, here. Here on Claude, here on Grok, and here on OpenAI. Okay, so same custom GPTs, 4 different platforms, and 4 characters, 4 personality to process one idea, one thesis, and see the difference. When I was working with the 4 platforms, okay, I got good results with 4 of them, but the experience was a bit different. I took each chat I did with these different vendors, and I just make an analysis on ChatGPT with them. That's a really long one here. Like this is the analysis of everything. I prefer to show the result that way. So AI model evaluation with visual comparison. So this is the radar chart comparison. And you can see we assess different dimensions. We analyze each chat session with each platform across different criteria. Logical precision, depth of insight, reflection prompting, motivational impact, psychological depth, creativity, originality, demonstration of leverage, philosophical depth, and memorability. These are the charts. On green, it's Grok. On red is Gemini, 2.5 flash, Grok 3 on green. Orange is Claude Sonnet 4, and OpenAI GPT 4.5 is the blue one here. And so you can see the best contrarian thinker were Gemini.5 and Grok 3. Now, it's Grok 3 the best, actually, on this case, against logical precision, depth of insight, and reflecting prompting. I would like to say something here. I use 4.5, which is still in beta mode, which means this is not a model that is optimized yet. So let's keep that in mind. But basically, the winner in the contrarian thinker, in terms of logical precision, depth, insights, and reflection prompting, it's basically Grok 3. Be careful. This is one experiment. It doesn't prove that Grok 3 think better. No. But it's interesting. Then Restless Mindset Coach, here we're assessing motivational impact and psychological depth. These are the dimensions we're assessing using this persona. And this time it's Gemini who appears to be better. Grok really, really close to it. And also Claude and actually OpenAI also very, very close to it. Just going back to contrarian thinker, something interesting noticing, Gemini 2.5 was really sneaky, using bad face, trying to provoke me, like shifting from really the argumentation and the thinking and leaning toward provocation. So I find it quite amusing compared to OpenAI, which is more consensual, I would say. In terms of startup ID randomizer, creativity, originality, demonstration of leverage, all four did great. Gemini and Grok have higher score, but really it was pretty much the same. And then fortune cookie philosophical depth, memorability, same here. You can see that whatever the platform, the scores are pretty much good or very good or excellent. Once again, there is only OpenAI GPT 4.5, but it's a beta model. It's not there yet. It's pretty new. They need to polish it. But everything is good, right? Very good or excellent. Which shows that across the different criteria we've checked here, like there is no major difference between vendors if the custom GPT is built right. Now, if I had to make a summary, Grok 3 seems to be the top performer, really close to Gemini 2.5. It's good at logical rigor, creativity, outstanding reflection prompting, inviting me to think more. It balances excellence across all persona with superior analytical capability. Now, very close to it is Gemini 2.5, unmatched motivational impact. Like it did a great job on Restless Mindset Coach, but slightly lower on logical precision. And like I told you, it compensated by provocative and impactful style. Claude Sonnet 4. Solid performer, consistent, good performance, reliable, depth of insight, defendable, but trends to concede logical points quickly. I discuss with it, and at some point, you say, "Yeah, you catch me, you corner me with that analogy. I must concede the point with intellectual honesty." And then OpenAI GPT 4.5, steady choice, good clarity across most criteria, solid performance, but less sustained depth compared to top performer. And I think the explanation of that is that just on the contrarian step, I didn't need to argue too much. It conceded quite quickly. It was contrarian for this part here, and then I gave my answers, and then say, yeah, clarification, strength, and utility significantly. Your explicit rebuttal address my key critiques with precision. Just for fun, let's analyze a startup ID that each vendor created. Like this is Gemini, this is OpenAI, this is Claude, and this is Grok. Okay, so Gemini, the startup ID is Hamster Flow AI. It's a quantum hamster. I don't even know what it is, but it's a quantum hamster, and it's kind of quantumly connected with you and your emotional state. And it's in IoT wheels, and it tracks your emotional state to optimize your productivity using a custom G. I don't have a clue how it works, but basically there is hardware, it's an AI SaaS, and there is a wellness app. Okay, I feel that if you're like frustrated, like the hamster must behave in a specific manner. Okay, quantum here. It's totally absurd. It makes no sense. So it's quantum biology plus GPT emotional prediction from hamster activity. Okay, good. And it's hardware as a service because you have the hamster, the quantum hamster, plus gamification because there is a token here. No, that makes no sense. Okay, adaptive GPT avatar. That's the OpenAI one. It's a personalized AI tutors that mimic your learning style and evolve as you grow. And you earn crypto when you learn. Okay, EdTech SaaS plus tokenized learning program. Sounds more reasonable. Okay, the creativity is lower, but it's more reasonable. So you have AI clones for personalized learn. Okay, and knowledge coins as an incentive system. And the market, the total addressable market is huge. Yeah, for sure. Okay, Claude was Sync AI. Custom GPTs detect workplace emotional friction and suggest fixes before problems happen. Okay, so you can deploy that on your company. It's a B2B SaaS. workspace productivity, emotional AI, clever and corporate. Yeah. So emotional labor marketplace. So most likely you have custom GPTs working with each person, and then they kind of detect the interaction between people inside projects, I guess. Real-time AI conflict resolution, quantum analytics in AI. Oh, yeah, it's a bit unusual. Like Grok, quantum pet GPT. Oh, we still have quantum pet. It really, it's a bit like Gemini, right? Okay, GPT power pet therapists analyze barks and yo to deliver emotional care to pets and their owners. Interesting. Consumer AI, pet wellness, augmented reality, token economies. Oh, there is still token here. Quantum pet emotion detection, or pet mood visualization, pet joy tokens, therapist GPT marketplace. Okay, so these were the startups ideas. That makes total nonsense, but still, it's interesting to see what kind of creativity and unreasonable results we can get with this different platform. So the thesis is confirmed. If you build custom GPTs right, you increase control over quality of results, whatever the platform you deploy them on. Then you can pick the platform you prefer according to user experience, feature, model of preference for any considered task. And also, you're not with one vendor, which is kind of cool. Okay, so once again, if you remember, we work on the specific IDs using Hydra. The idea being that getting the custom GPT creation skills, most likely the highest leverage AI skills you can get if you are not a techie, if you're not a developer. And which is really nice is when you know how to craft custom GPTs, you can work with any of these big vendor platform and you can pick the one you prefer and exploit the advantages of each one of them for very low cost. No technical hurdle. So it's kind of cool. And also something interesting we saw is there is no big difference between each vendors at the end of the day. Even if the models they're claiming are the best, yeah, there are nuances, but not that much. And basically, if you build your custom GPTs right, you will get good results, whatever the platform. And so if you want to access custom GPTs or learn the skills of crafting good custom GPTs, you can deploy on any platform. Have a look at CCGG. You can try it for free. It's my community where you will learn how to craft good custom GPTs and access custom GPTs also for sales, content creation, marketing, and many other stuff. See you in there.